Have you ever felt a sudden, irrational surge of anger at a minor inconvenience? Or found yourself repeating the same toxic patterns in relationships, despite your best intentions? Perhaps you've experienced moments of profound self-sabotage, an invisible hand guiding you away from the very success you crave. It's a strange feeling, isn't it? As if there's a part of you operating outside your conscious control, an unseen force driving your reactions, shaping your decisions, and dictating your emotional landscape. You try to manage it, to push it down, to simply ignore it. But it lingers. It whispers in your doubts, explodes in your frustrations, and colors your perception of the world. What if this isn't just a quirk of your personality, but a powerful, unacknowledged entity residing within you? A part of your own being that, left in darkness, wages a silent war against your conscious will. This video is not about comfort, it's about confrontation. It's about shining a light into the deepest, most hidden corners of your mind. We will explore a profound, often uncomfortable truth that, once faced, has the power to unlock unprecedented clarity, resilience, and genuine influence over your life. Are you ready to look into the abyss of your own self? Not with fear, but with the courage of an alchemist. Because mastering this unseen war begins where evasion ends. For centuries, humanity has grappled with the notion of a hidden self. Ancient myths spoke of inner demons, religious texts of innate sin, and poets of a dark passenger. But it was a Swiss psychiatrist, a titan of depth psychology named Carl Jung, who gave this unseen force a name that resonates with chilling accuracy: the shadow. The shadow is not some abstract, vague concept. It is profoundly real. It's the sum of all the personal qualities and traits that you, your ego, have deemed unacceptable, undesirable, or simply inconvenient. It's everything you've repressed, denied, or pushed into the dark corners of your unconscious mind. Think of it as your psychological attic, a place where all the things you don't want to deal with, the parts of yourself you're ashamed of, the impulses you judge, and even the positive traits you fear to express, are meticulously stored away. But here's the critical point. Just because you've put these things in the attic doesn't mean they've disappeared. Oh no. The shadow is an active, living force. It's like a disowned child, desperate for attention, and when it doesn't get conscious acknowledgement, it acts out. How does it act out? You see it in the irrational anger that flares when someone offers a mild critique. You see it in the crippling insecurity that makes you constantly seek external validation, even when you achieve great things. You see it in the self-sabotaging patterns that emerge just as you're on the brink of success, or in the inexplicable attraction to toxic relationships that mirror your own unaddressed wounds. This isn't random. It's your shadow trying to communicate, to be seen, to integrate. Most people live in constant denial of this inner world. They believe their problems are external. My boss is unfair. My partner is difficult. Life just keeps throwing challenges at me. They chase superficial fixes, endlessly trying to change the world around them, never realizing the true source of their distress lies buried within. As long as the shadow remains unconscious, it dictates your life, and you call it fate. Carl Jung was a pioneer who dared to look into the abyss of the human psyche. He understood that to achieve true wholeness, to become fully human, we must not shy away from our own darkness. He famously stated, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Jung recognized that the shadow is not inherently evil, it's simply unconscious. It contains not only our primitive impulses and what we perceive as bad qualities, like selfishness, aggression, envy, but also our unlived potential, the creativity we suppressed, the desires we denied, the strengths we feared expressing. The shadow is the raw material of our being, waiting to be acknowledged and refined. When we ignore our shadow, it doesn't just act out in our own lives, it projects itself onto the world. This is why we often find ourselves intensely irritated by specific traits in other people: their arrogance, their weakness, their irresponsibility. Jung would argue that what we judge most harshly in others is often a reflection of our own unacknowledged shadow. We see in them what we refuse to see in ourselves. The world becomes a mirror, constantly showing us what we've pushed away. Think about it. Have you ever felt an unreasonable dislike for someone who seemed overly confident? Perhaps it's a projection of your own repressed desire to be bold, or an intense anger at someone who seems perpetually helpless. Perhaps it's your own disowned need for care. Until you understand your own shadow, you will continue to be a puppet of your projections, living a life of distorted perception and emotional reactivity. Jung believed that the goal was not to eliminate the shadow, an impossible task, but to integrate it, to bring it into conscious awareness, to dialogue with it, to accept that these dark aspects are also part of you. This process, often uncomfortable and challenging, is the first step towards genuine self-mastery and true psychological freedom. It's about becoming whole, not perfect. So, how do you embark on this journey of integration? How do you step into the darkness of your own attic and confront the forgotten contents? It's not a single event, but a constant practice, a lifelong commitment to self-observation. The first step is acknowledgement. Stop running. Stop judging. Start observing without condemnation. When you feel a sudden surge of an emotion that seems disproportionate to the situation, pause. Ask yourself, where is this coming from? What unacknowledged part of me is reacting? This is your shadow knocking. Journaling is a powerful tool here. Write without censorship. Explore your most irrational thoughts, your darkest impulses, your secret shames. Don't analyze or judge, just record. You might be shocked by what emerges, but remember, awareness is the antidote to unconscious control. This is the act of making the darkness conscious. Another vital practice is recognizing your triggers. What specific situations, words, or people consistently evoke strong negative reactions in you? Often, these triggers are not about the external event itself, but about the specific open wounds within your shadow. If a simple criticism destroys you, it's not the criticism, it's the unaddressed insecurity it touches. By observing these triggers, you pinpoint the areas that need integration. The journey of integration is not about becoming a saint. It's about becoming real. It's about accepting that you are a complex being, capable of both light and shadow. It's about bringing together these fragmented pieces of yourself so they can serve you consciously, rather than sabotage you from the unconscious. This process is uncomfortable. It will bring up shame, guilt, and fear. You will see parts of yourself you don't like. You will question your own motives and past actions. But remember Jung's profound insight: we cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. The pain of confronting your shadow is a transformative pain. It is the necessary discomfort of growth, the breaking down of the old self, so that a stronger, more authentic you can emerge. You are not eliminating your shadow, you are integrating it. You are transforming a hidden enemy into a conscious ally. And when you do this, something truly remarkable begins to happen. You stop being a puppet of your own emotions. You gain an inner clarity that radiates outwards, fundamentally changing your relationship with the world. This is where the unseen war truly shifts. When you begin to master your shadow, you don't just gain self-awareness, you gain unprecedented power and influence. Think about it. How can anyone manipulate you if you are fully aware of your own hidden needs, fears, and vulnerabilities? How can they exploit your insecurity if you have already integrated your shadow of unworthiness? The answer is simple. They can't. When you bring your shadow into the light, you become less reactive. You stop being an emotional emergency button that others can press at will. You observe their attempts to trigger you, not with anger, but with a detached understanding. You understand their projections because you understand your own. This is the essence of strategic mastery over human dynamics. Your newfound clarity extends beyond yourself. By understanding your own shadow, you gain a profound insight into the hidden motivations and unconscious drives of others. You learn to read beyond the surface. You see their hidden vulnerabilities, their unconscious needs, their unintegrated shadows. This is not about exploiting others, but about navigating interactions with an immense advantage. You become less susceptible to manipulation, emotional blackmail, and false narratives. You see through the masks, both your own and others. Your presence shifts. When you are integrated, you exude a calm, grounded power that doesn't need to assert itself. You command respect not by force, but by the sheer authenticity of your being. This is the ultimate empowerment. It's not about gaining power over others, but gaining power within that naturally influences your environment. You cease to be a pawn in the games you didn't even know you were playing. Instead, you become the architect of your own emotional field, making conscious choices that align with your deepest self. This is unleashing your power in its truest, most profound sense. The journey to master your shadow is not a destination, but a continuous process. It's a daily commitment to self-observation, courage, and radical acceptance. It's the unseen war fought within, but its victories resonate throughout your entire life. By choosing to look inward, by integrating those parts of yourself you once denied, you gain an unbreakable core. You transform vulnerability into strength, unconscious reactions into conscious choices, and fleeting impulses into deliberate actions. You move from being controlled by hidden forces to becoming the conscious commander of your own psyche. Comment below. Share how this reflection touched you. I read every comment attentively, and rest assured someone will recognize themselves in your experience. This exchange is powerful. And if this journey has made sense to you, I invite you to continue. The next video is important, very important, and it will delve even deeper into this conversation we started here. Subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and above all, don't stop now. You've already taken the first step. Keep going, because this path is yours.